What's good, y'all? How we doing? Shinigami Kuribo, what's up? Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Trying to open my dinner for tonight. Struggling. And we got it. Little hot in here. Let me turn that down. Okay. So Shinigami says he can't be here fast because what? Can't stay. No, I would stay for the stream, but I have to sleep for class. Of course, bro. Do what you gotta do as always. I can stay for about 30 minutes. That's dope, man. Appreciate it. Updates, by the way. Aizen versus Johan is almost done. Now for deception, strategy, and planning. Got you. Also, how's your health? I appreciate that, Shinigami. I'm feeling much, much better, bro. I'm not sure if it was an allergy thing or a cold thing. It didn't feel like a cold. It was really just like runny nose and a massive headache. So it could have been allergies. That's what it could have been, but hard to tell. I recovered in about like a day and a half. But yeah, I'm good now. Thank you. What's good, Karibo? How are you doing? Everything is going great, man. Nice. No worries, Karibo. I will respond. New Black Clover chapter today. Nice. Watch The Prestige. Oh, The Prestige with Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman. That Prestige. That movie's great. I love that movie. Can't wait to see your reaction to Nier versus Shikamaru whenever you want to do it. Yeah. Yeah, well, yes, we will do that one of these days. Don't know when, but as long as you either keep it in our chat thread, your manga with your story, bro. Can't wait for that. Leopold and Fuegoleon really stepped up. Who is Leopold? I don't know who Leopold is. That's hilarious, but okay. I think I now have over 23 chapters up if my math is right. Nice, bro. Nice. Good. But again, can't wait to see you read it. Does your dinner include a steak? Bruh, I'm vegetarian. We don't do no beef, no meat, no steak, no none of that stuff. That steak is for you. Stop sending me steaks. But I'm happy to know you are good now. Appreciate that, bro. Yes, amazing. Love the displays, the twist, the intelligence. We got Kai in the chat. You're late, Kai. I don't want to hear no. I don't care that you didn't know I was going live. I don't care that I'm going live at a inconvenient time. I don't care if you were sleeping. I don't care if you just got off of work. You're late. Sit in the back of the class. But all right. So I want to know, guys. I want to know. Would you pay to see me? It's actually funny because when I was the title, I actually missed the word. The thing was, would you pay to see me debate? Where are my glasses? You guys must hate me. Never tell me I'm not wearing my glasses. You all must want me to get like radiation. Because no one ever tells me when I'm not wearing my glasses. I always got to rely on myself. Anyways, the question for tonight is, and the topic for tonight is debates. I want to know, would you guys pay to see me debate? Would you pay to see it? Is it something you'd be interested in? Because I've been interacting with the Twitter community for the past couple of days now. Karibo has seen me. Very active on there. So, what I want to do, actually, I'll just go through what I've been posting and then kind of just talk about it. Oh, I got a notification. Nice. We'll see where that comes from. Oh, wait, I might as well just go to my profile, see what I've been posting. So guys, this is what I've been posting. This is the type of time I've been on just because I've just been seeing a lot of arguments online. Oh, this wasn't the first one. Let me go to the first one. So October 27th, would anyone like to do a formal debate on Genjutsu working cross verse? Right? Just trying to throw the fish out there, throw the fish on the line, see if anyone bites, see if anyone jumps. Shinigami says maybe. My nigga said I'm allowed to be late. When adult duties call, they call. Also, I found another game emulator that works. Another thing added to my library. Dope. I know you're a collector, so who are you debating against? And do they actually have some intelligence to them? So that's the thing, Kai. I haven't found a challenger yet. So my first question was, would anyone debate formally about Genjutsu? Then I say, what about a formal debate on AP? The points to cover would be, what is AP? The most efficacious methodology behind finding AP, and efficacious means the ability to produce a desired result. So the best desired result behind finding the methodology, or to the methodology of AP, and in which method should power scalers utilize. Now, part of this is probably because I don't have a big following or I don't have a big fan base on Twitter or engagement on Twitter. So that could be why I haven't also found anybody. But like in the Twitter anime community, we all pretty much see what everyone is doing for the most part, at least. That's what I would assume, at least. Could be wrong though. Why are we not going back? Are we disobeying a direct order? Yes, we were. The next one was even sweeter, guys. I said, talk about what you enjoy and make money. What about a formal debate on AP where we charge people to listen to the debate? Still nothing. And again, the points to cover would be the same. Anyways, I keep posting these because I'm trying to see if I can get anyone to bite on these conversations. Because here's the thing. I like Twitter conversations as much as the next guy. But ultimately, what does this do for the community? What does it do for this activity that we call power scaling? What does it do for the next person? Like the new up and coming power scale. What does this do for them? Does it edify them? No. Does it impart any knowledge or wisdom on them? Not really. Does it demonstrate how we can disagree but still come together and have a productive conversation? Does it display that at all? No. The answer is no to all these things. It doesn't. So I've just been wanting to at least have a conversation with somebody about the things that are in contention. Peaceful conversation. And not even conversation. Because I'm asking for a formal debate. And so what I mean by formal is you get 3 minutes to present your claims, ideas, and evidence. I get my 3 minutes to present my claims, ideas, and evidence. There would be maybe like a rebuttal round in between those. So you could address what I said. I can address what you said. Then we would move on to the next topic. It wouldn't be all this, oh, you're a Boruto head. Oh, you're a Naruto tard. Oh, you're a Bleach tard. Oh, you're fallacy. It wouldn't be any of that shit. It wouldn't be any of that shit. That shit is annoying. That shit is not debating. That's a diatribe. That's monkeys chattering. So, and shout out to Karibo, because Karibo did go out his way to tag at least 3 people. Troy, Six, Snakes, and Sage of Thick Calves. Right? And so this was actually funny. So Karibo tags Snakes, who I've had a conversation with before. He says, I'm just a general power scaler. I majored in education, but we actually do have someone with a PhD in Genjutsu on staff. I summon Kid Kinsey. We all know Kinsey. Kinsey is my dumbass cousin from across the street. We all know Kinsey. So I asked, I say, Kinsey, will you debate on behalf of your community? Now, it was looking good at first. He says, laugh my ass off. This question is worded hilariously. We'd need some type of baseline beforehand. Otherwise, that convo will take hours. I said, there will be no talk for hours. I'm not debating with a nigga for hours. I don't have time. As fun as it would be, I don't have time. Too many videos to get out. Too much studying to be done. Got to be at the gym at least 3 times a week. Work 8 to 10 hours a day. I don't have time for hours of talking unless like we consecrate enough time out to do that. I don't have time for it. So yeah, there will be no talk for hours. In fact, the way I want to do this, we'll hardly have a conversation at all until like the question and answering portion where we, pick each other's brains and topics. Present your side of the argument and I mine. We rebuttal, then we do the next point. And I said PowerPoints are allowed, slides are allowed. If you want to make a thread, you can make a thread. If you want to make it 2025, bring it up to, you can do all that stuff. So essentially, sadly, that doesn't go anywhere with him. He hit me up in the DMs and said he has somebody that would be interested, but I haven't heard anything from him or them just yet. So we'll see on that one. Now, another person that did respond was Six. This is the same Six that does the Naruto content. Hold up. Okay. Yeah. Hey, don't forget, hey, like the stream, share the video. This is the same Six that does Naruto content. He says, Kodo Matsukami and Infinite Tsukiyomi are the only ones that arguably work cross-verse. Other than that, they wouldn't work unless there was some verse equalization. Okay, cool. So Six is out of here. He already pretty much agrees with me, aside from the Kodo Matsukami and Infinite Tsukiyomi, which I also disagree with, but I'm not, unless we're doing a debate on does everyone have chakra? Because he mentions down here, he says, Kage used Infinite Tsukiyomi on a populace without chakra. You guys have heard me several times on this channel prove that everyone has chakra. So unless we're doing a debate on that, which I don't really feel the need to talk about, I don't think that's as important as Genjutsu. That's a Naruto thing. But yeah. So the question is, would you pay like $5 to see me debate? Anybody, that is. Cause like what I want to do, guys, like I said, I want to bring something to scaling that will make us be looked at in a more favorable light. Right now you have Discord servers full of kids and some grown men. Scary enough. Not the shit on Discord, right? I'm only talking about the Discord servers that promote a certain type of behavior. I know they exist. If you've been in them, you know they exist. I'm talking about those ones, not the chill ones. Not shitting on Discord at all. I'm talking about a specific type of, atmosphere. I want us to be looked at in a more favorable light. Power scaling at its core is an intellectual endeavor. It is. At its core, power scaling is an intellectual endeavor. And I, for one, personally, I think I make too many good ass arguments to not have that intellectualism be put on full display sometimes. Now that's ego talking, but the more bigger part is the fact that I want to do something to where people can get paid to talk about the things they like and get supported by the people that also like that thing. For example, if Karibo were to tell me, oh, yo, Ab-stract, I'm having a debate with Kai. I want you to pull up. Oh, we there. What is it? 5, 10, 15, 20? How much we paying? I'm there. I'm lit. It's lit. Karibo debating somebody? Take my money. So that's what I want to do. That's what I've been attempting to put together these past couple days. Because, like, all the talk online, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's entertaining. It passes the time. It doesn't get anything done, though. I want people to have some conviction in the things they're saying, because I know I do. I'm willing to put myself out there. I'm willing to get a stain on my jacket. I'm willing to take an L. I don't really care. But I know if it turns out good and the momentum carries, and then the next debate might be Kid Kinsey versus Tensei. Yonin versus Senin. You know what I mean? So I want to start something in this community, in the power scaling community. I want to start something that is positive, is looked at in a good light, and just fun overall, man. Because what could be more fun than maybe it's me. I have fun researching this shit. I don't know. What do y'all think I do all day? I gotta get that on the shirt. I'm gonna speak for everybody. What could be more fun than researching something that you're interested in and then potentially being paid any amount of money to talk about it? Because here's the thing. On Twitter, you're going to talk about it for free anyway. Right? On Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, you're going to talk about it for free anyway. Why not create a platform? Why not create an establishment why not create an abstract edifice? I like that, by the way. That's fire. To where we can hash out these differences in a controlled environment with a moderator and all that stuff. You get your 3 minutes to explain your point, topic, and subject. I get my 3 minutes to explain my point, topic, and subject. The people decide whose point was stronger, and we both go home happy. You did your community justice. I did my community justice. You did yourself justice. I did myself justice. Is that not better than what's going on right now? Is that not better? I mean, like, unless niggas just like talking for free just to talk. Do we just like talking for free? I've slowed down on Twitter, mind you. I put my 2 cents in every time, like, I just got tagged today. I put my 2 cents in, but I've slowed down on it because I'm like, yo, what's the point? What's the point? We can make threads all day. We can comment all day. Well, there's also the added fact that I do actually make content out of most of these people. So there's that for me. But y'all know that's really only because I haven't been able. So, because I've said many times, if this were an actual debate, the conversation would be a little different. I play around a lot when I talk to these people. Not to say that my arguments would change, but the arguing style would change. Because I'm very precise in my language. I'm very precise in my wording. And I know, and I don't take things that I don't talk about things generally. If I'm talking about it, I've more than likely did enough research to talk about it. Y'all have heard me. Oh, 5D, can't really speak too much to that. I know we got 3 temporal dimensions and a 4th one that's time. Can't really speak too much about it, though. Oh, I know Kotetsu can interact with the multiple layers of time. I don't know. It's not my thing. I stay away from it. Stay away from shit I don't know. But if I'm talking about it, he probably did a lot of research in it. He probably knows what you're... Never mind. I'm going to give away too much stuff. Let me check out the chat, though. What are we talking about? All right. I'd prefer to give money for something more worthwhile, like commissions. Explain that. The Naruto Twitter community makes everyone's IQ within a city block drop by 30 points. Boy, oh boy. Ab-stract trying to make a business with this, LOL. Hey, Shinigami, it could happen though, too, bro. It could happen. Could you imagine, bro? People getting paid to talk about anime in a controlled environment, and then it's not even, oh, I say you win, you say you win. No, let the people decide, right? Whoever has the stronger argument. But my thing is this: a body of work will now exist that directly challenges your point of view in real time. In real time. That's what these things are missing. Real time challenges. Real time challenges. Because if we both have the subject matter, we're all reading from the same things. It's not like he has access to this information and I don't. I have access to the same information everyone else does. He has access to the same. So it'll all be about interpretation and how you argue your point. This shit excites me, bro. I want to do it so bad. I want to do it so bad. Genjutsu working cross-verse? Are you kidding me? Sign me up. Just monetize the VOD on YouTube. Charging to see limits the reach. Well, so here, what I would do is I would charge live. Like if you wanted to watch it live, I'd charge for that. Or we would charge for it. Because here's the thing, Kariba, understand? If we want this to be something special, we're going to have to charge people. Because that's going to tell us, hey, their value is here. They're giving us value. And if we want to get more people invested in this, we're going to have to charge. Because now there's an incentive to not only win your argument, but potentially make money winning your argument. That'll drive people to study more. That'll drive people to have stronger arguments. That'll drive people to be more honest. Because you don't want to come in there and get cooked. Oh, I made about $30. Whatever you make. You don't want to come in there and get cooked. Because then the next person is not going to debate you. Nope. So yeah. But after the live, I probably would put it on YouTube. Might put it on YouTube for VOD and monetize that. Or might put it on YouTube for free. Don't know yet. And it also depends on who my opponent would be. Like, let's look at 6. 6 has 113K subscribers. Goddamn. He has 113K subscribers. He's live right now, 84 people watching. So, if 6 were to take this debate, he would be bringing in a majority of the fan base. He would be bringing in a majority of the fans. I don't even see, but that makes it hard too, because if he's bringing in a majority of the fans, I don't even know how we would divvy up the profits or the proceeds or whatever. Don't know how we would do that, but that'd be a conversation for me and him if he actually took it. That'd be that though. But could you imagine if 6 bought even a third of his 113K people and they all paid $5 to watch the live, and then more people got inspired to do a debate, get paid for it, and actually argue their point without being cut off, without being called a tard, without being insulted, without ad hominem being used? Bro. It's hard being a Virgo, bro. It's hard being a Virgo. I got the vision. Honestly, with how hostile they go on Bleach or One Piece or other fan base, it makes sense. Did I just hear Ab-stract say that's Saiyans being Saiyans? You might have, bro. I might have said something to that effect. I want to make memes. You aren't really connected to any of the YouTube Naruto scalers, and you aren't that big in the Bleach community. You got to get more reach. That's true, Karibo. I will give Karibo that. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is... Most of the Naruto power scalers, at least on Twitter, from what I don't know about most of them. There's probably only like four, maybe max. I know hate my guts. I know at least 4 people hate my guts on the Twitter side of Naruto. Genjutsu is a broad category that covers a variety of techniques. I see why they want a baseline. Yeah, no. Having a baseline is absolutely fine. And like I said, I'm just putting it out there. The thing what I would do, though, is we would get very specific of what we're talking about. I just want to see if anyone's engaged in the topic at all. That's why I said Genjutsu. I would more so say mental attacks. I would narrow it down to that. Mental attacks. Not just illusions. Ooh, mental attacks. That's what I narrowed down to. Yeah, the big Naruto YouTubers aren't anything like you. They're more inverse scalers because I can tell you how any of them stat scale anyone. Really? I mean, I can believe it, though. Crazy how 6 doesn't know that. I mean, if we were personally cool, maybe. Not really. Damn, bro, gonna do Charlie Kirk. Yup, everyone has stamina. 6 is one of those Discord mods, lol. You need to vet your interlocutors, though. Make sure they're at least normal, not like some Discord freak. Yeah. So, in Ursa, that's why, like, I would prefer, like, see, this is why, real quick, let me go to Kinsey real quick. Because when Karibo tagged Kinsey, in my head, I was like, you know what? Kinsey's not a bad choice. He's not a bad choice. He definitely eclipses me in the Twitter sphere. That's fine. But on YouTube, we're pretty much the same. Hold up. Where's his yeah, he's at 123. So that's 1,023 followers. I'm at 1,150. For you, like, we're pretty neck and neck as far as the YouTube thing goes. So he would have been a really good choice. Number one, because me and him have history. Not only are we both from Maryland, we're both battle rappers. We talked about that before. And as far as the fact, former battle rapper, he still battle raps. Former battle rapper. We've discussed here many times. He pretty much knows my arguments. I know his. Put it on the table, though. What are we talking about? So Kinsey would have definitely been a good choice. I would pay if I got my girlfriend in Naruto cosplay. Don't make me the mod. I'm the type of guy to see if Chaosin would use it as doping. Yeah, I wouldn't make you no damn mod shit. Hold on, I'm currently in a debate with someone that's telling me Chunin Exam Sasuke beats Robin from OG Teen Titans cartoon. I'm saying Robin wins. Robin wins. Chunin Exam Sasuke. From what we've seen from that Robin, most Jonin aren't beating that Robin, not gonna lie. Ab-stract really understanding the inner mechanisms of capitalism, lol. Yeah, bro, like, I don't know. I've just been thinking, man. Like, anime's reach is so big, but I feel like the potential is still so untapped. And healthy forms of debate would be a really good way to set precedences for, like, information, arguments, and topics. As well as, making it a safe, holistic place to disagree. Oh, okay, cookie drawing for me. Oh, okay, gotcha. Robin has insane scaling across that cartoon. I'd say, in my view, they're both building level at best and subsonic physically, so Robin wins due to outskill. OG Teen Titans Robin has crazy inverse scaling, but the other Titans don't have their wilder comic scaling. Chunin Exam Sasuke most likely wins, or I can get my girlfriend in an Adam Eve cosplay. Yeah. Karibo, how fast do you think Robin and Chunin Exam Sasuke are separately based on their individual feats? Yeah. Where's my water at? I'm certain I bought out a bottle of water. And now I can't find it. Where's my water? Ooh, where's my water? Okay. Now that we got that out the way, before I sleep, Ab-stract, new link to Nier versus Shikamaru, Twitter or Discord. Twitter. Definitely Twitter. Now that I got that out the way, let's address some Twitter stuff. Because boy, oh boy. Someone just messaged me. Okay, here we are. Okay. Oh yeah, let me just give you guys this full conversation, I guess. He says Kodo Matsukami and Infinite Tsukiyomi are the only ones that arguably work cross-verse. Other than that, they wouldn't work unless there was some verse equalization. Interesting, why do you say those two specifically? He says that Infinite Tsukiyomi was used on the populace without chakra. I say Kodo because of some novel shit. I don't think the novels are canon, but some people do, so I just roll with it. So my boy Rexer says Boruto retconned this. Now it's like everybody had chakra, but not the same chakra networks or something like that. Six says that isn't true. Rex says that is true. There are scans in the Boruto manga itself that imply that chakra has always existed and that the god tree harvests that. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Six could, listen to this response. Six says chakra has always existed. People just didn't have it. The planet did though. People should have had spiritual and physical energy so they could make chakra, but they didn't have chakra. If Six were to take a discussion about chakra with me, but this is why a debate would be so fun, because I feel like if he were to take this debate with me, I really feel like after a week he would end up backing out of the debate because he would come to the same conclusion that we've all come to about chakra. And I feel like that's kind of how it would go, which is why I'm not even going to press the matter. Anyways, he says, well, that shouldn't be the case, but in the Boruto manga, it's specifically stated that the job of the Ten Tails is to go around to different planets and consume the chakra there. This directly means that chakra has always existed in Naruto, even prior to Kaguya. Listen to this. Six says, yes, but people didn't have it. Chakra was on the earth because the earth had chakra, but people of earth did not have chakra. So they didn't have chakra, but they did have spiritual and physical energy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But that's completely counterintuitive. If the entire planet has chakra, then so should the plants and the animals. Had it been stated that the Jubi extracts some sort of energy, let's say biological life energy, I would have been fine with your take. So I had my 2 cents in, of course, because I was originally part of this conversation. I say, yeah, y'all already, like, you guys have been here long enough. You know my talking points. Yeah. He's talking about chakra colloquially and specifically molded chakra for the express purpose of jutsu. That's what Six is talking about. He's talking about chakra that ninja make up for ninjutsu, genjutsu, and taijutsu. That's what he's talking about. But chakra in archaic sense, meaning going back to the older forms or the more original forms of it, or use cases of it, or even just the non-colloquial form of it, it would just be the separate energy types. So yes, chakra in an archaic sense has always existed because it's simply mental energy and physical energy, as he already stated. The God tree takes chakra from everything on the planet. This includes humans, i.e. humans have always had chakra because they've been going around the planet sucking everything in chakra. The manga backs all this stuff up. Now we get to my boy Chainsaw Man. Do I follow him? Oh, okay, I do follow him. Cool. He says, Ab-stract, I want to know this, bro. In addition, do you believe only planets have chakra, not human? If yes, then why Otsutsuki harvest a planet with population? Why not just they harvest planet with no population? Do I believe the planet has chakra? Or only the humans? I think is what he's asking. Even the planets thing. I'd have to go back to some scans. Because doesn't Boruto say the planets have chakra? Hold up. All right, send it on Twitter. Nice, Shinigami. Thank you, sir. Ab-stract, I'm going to show you my title card when it's ready. Got you, bro. The Naruto tubers don't know what the fuck they're missing. Oh, do you still want to watch those videos you told me to hold? Yes, Kai. Yes. I want to watch the videos on a night that I can do a regular time stream because I'm in Texas right now, which means all my streams are an hour behind. I want to do it to where everyone can be available and present. Like Shinigami has to go to bed right now. Michael's not here because he's probably asleep. I'm an hour late. Rev's not. You know what I mean? I want to do it on a night where I normally do my streams. This is all Texas time stuff. So yes, just keep holding on to those videos, please. I mean, 6 is 6. I was saying with. Okay. I was saying with me after all those videos I sent on Discord DMs. Yes, hold on to those too, Shinigami. I'll sift through them and figure out which ones will be most beneficial or most fun to watch. Like, legitimately, what kind of interpretation is that 6? The components of chakra. The planet has chakra. Yo, hey, Ursa, this is why, like, it would just be bad. It would be bad. It would be bad. And mind you, this is a chakra conversation. A chakra conversation is as easy as it's going to get in a debate with Ab-stract. We start getting the AP, we start getting the DC, we start getting the durability. Well, no, actually, all those would be really hard to debate me on too, actually. Especially durability. Durability would probably be the hardest topic for any Naruto debater to debate me on. Any Naruto scaler to debate me on. Because I've researched it. I've researched it so thoroughly. I understand the power system in and out. All my things come from the manga. I don't need to leave the manga for anything. I don't need to leave the manga for anything. Once you have a basic understanding, once you have a more than adept level of understanding of the power system, and you know the use cases of the instances you're talking about, and you already know their counter arguments. Oh, Sudagetsu blocked. No, I'm sorry. Obito blocked Sudagetsu's sword with his hand. Okay. Keep talking. Tie that rope. Dig that hole. Dig a little bit deeper. Oh, Kaguya scales to her durability because she absorbed the chakra that Madara was about to explode to. Okay. Keep going. Talk more. Yeah, that would be a funny one. But let me finish that comment. Like, legitimately, what kind of interpretation is that 6? The components of chakra. Spiritual, physical, right? The planet has chakra. Sage frogs had sage power before the Sage's 6 passed. Keep Naruto scalers far away from me, bro. Let me stop. Chakra in the purest term. Robin can dodge bullets. Chidori would give Sasuke the overwhelming action speed. Refers to both of those energy types. Everyone has always had chakra's components, and it's fair to say no one knew how to mold it for jutsu, but it's not as if the substance didn't exist. Come on now. I say Robin wins because we see Robin do stuff that Sasuke, even with Curse Mark at the time, hasn't even done. Robin outscales in base strength and is shown dodging actual light consistently. That's crazy. Take it easy, Shinigami. Fair Kariba, I was thinking pre-Chidori Sasuke. Chidori Sasuke cooks. Not the way Ab-stract. My tongue zone getting fucked up too. Got you. The phenomena of me getting an extra hour in the day in the winter times is getting there. Yeah, no, same with us, bro. It's about to happen. I don't know when exactly happens for us, but it's about to happen. It was 2:30 a.m. for me when you started the stream. It's just I have a presentation tomorrow. I got you, bro. All right, what am I looking at? Oh yeah, let me respond to this first. Ab-stract, I want to know this, bro. In addition, do you believe only planets have chakra, not humans? See, and this kind of goes on to like if you believe the planet, like I fundamentally believe the planet is alive, like our planet. I believe our planet is alive. But the Naruto planet, I have to look at some of the scans I have because I don't remember exactly the wording they say about chakra for the planet. Let me take a look. Chakra. What's code saying here? I've inherited the Otsutsuki's will as per the late Ishiki's wishes. I'll cultivate a divine tree on this planet and procure its chakra fruit. I think you already know, but the divine tree devours all of the chakra existing on a planet. On a planet. Okay. Okay. On a planet. And nothing else is from Boruto here. They plant a divine tree in the ground, an enormously large tree. Its roots grow deeply, reaching every corner of the planet, just like mold in your bathroom. And it sucks the chakra from all life living on the planet. Okay. Sucks the chakra from all life, so then what happens to us? Everyone will die, naturally. And see, like, I wouldn't even need... See, there's so many ways to disprove that everyone doesn't have chakra. This scan alone disproves that. Sucks the chakra from all life living on that planet. That disproves that. Because, mind you, the Otsutsuki have been doing this for millennia. So this wouldn't just be humans that are doing it too. This would be other planets that pre-exist humans. Anyways, no mention of the Earth's chakra per se. But I haven't gotten to Boruto either. So I might have to, like, keep an open eye out for that. We divine trees exist to suck the chakra out of all living things. Yeah. So, yeah, it depends. So I need to know. I don't know if I can answer that question until I read Boruto, honestly. From the information I've seen, Naruto and Naruto Next Generation. Is that the abbreviation? Karibo? Naruto Next Generation, NNG, is that it? How you liking my home state, Ab-stract? Your home state? Oh, you're in Texas, Kai. You in Texas? Where you at in Texas, bro? Where you at? Ursa says chakra is a universal energy substance. It's literally not even itself unless molded. But what we refer to chakra as is also known as stamina, which is life force. Right. Right. That's how they refer to it, yeah. But I get it. I get it. This is why I've come to the conclusion that number one, first off, I know more about chakra, Reiatsu, in that under certain specific in certain conversations, chakra is way more nuanced, complex, and confusing than any power. No, not any, but then Reiatsu. Mind you, Six has been talking about Naruto for what, 5+ years online. He doesn't understand that everyone's had chakra by this point. That's scary. But it just goes to show you how nuanced chakra actually is. I'm a Texan, yes, but I'm not currently there. Haven't been back since 2013. Ending G is correct. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so wait, where are you from in Texas, though, bro? They got me in Austin right now. From the information I've seen, which is just Naruto and... I'm somewhat aware of Boruto's Rasengan using the planets, because I know about that, but I've never read it. Or I should say planets. Chakra in parentheses, not that. From the information I've seen, which is just Naruto and the planet doesn't have chakra. I'm somewhat aware of Boruto's Rasengan using the planet's chakra, but I haven't covered it myself. His next part was, if you believe only planet have chakra, not human, if yes, then why Otsutsuki harvest a planet with... Wait, what? Then why do the Otsutsuki harvest a planet with population? Why not just harvest... okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. He's saying, if you believe only the planet has chakra, then why would the Otsutsuki go out their way to harvest a planet with a population? Why not just harvest the planet that has no population and get the chakra from there? Okay. No, all life in Naruto. All confirmable life? I don't know if I like that. I'm going to just say all life, because that's what they say, and I can't be wrong if I'm saying what Amado's saying. Yeah. All right. Let's post that. Reply. This is probably Shinigami's message. Or it's not. I'm not opening that. Don't even know what that is. Probably some spam thingy. All right. But that chakra Boruto is using is more like centrifugal force than actual chakra. At least that's what I read. Gotcha. Yeah, and like I said, I haven't got there yet. I don't know what it could be. I just know people. Oh my God, he's using the planet's chakra, so it must be the strength of the AP of the planet. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll get there when I get there. Rasengan Uzihiko is kind of busted. Sure. Born in Austin. Oh, okay. But I was raised all over Texas, and I do mean all over. Austin, Houston, Dallas, El Paso, Texarkana, Georgetown, etc. I lived a total of 14 years in Texas. Got you. That's what's up. So wait, where do you stay now, Kai? And do you like Texas more, or do you like where you're at now more? All right. Let's while we're at it, and so I can make a clip of this later, let's go over the conversation I had on Twitter. I want y'all to listen to this. I want y'all to pay attention to this conversation. So, Jorah, I don't know who this is. Jorah says in Narutoverse, they use techniques to amp their speed, power, and durability using chakra. Take that from them and they turn like regular humans. Rexer says so their durability doesn't scale to their chakra levels unless they voluntarily amp themselves. Blood, we've been saying this shit for the longest time ever. He tags me. Now y'all already know my disposition, no need to get into it. Crazy, right? I say it's hilarious that they always want to try and sneak in durability with speed and power. Amping strength doesn't necessitate amping durability, and not a single person has a manga example of chakra enhancing durability outside of Senjutsu, Biji cloaks, and specific jutsu like Diamond Morph. Right? So we understand we understand that. My good bro Godflow, he says, I'm still waiting on base Ichigo durability video. Now I have no idea what possesses Godflow to want a video on Ichigo's base durability. He stresses, he specifies and stresses human Ichigo, since that's his actual base, and don't use Fullbring because that's not his base. So many things in that are funny. We're gonna go over it. I say I can give you what you're asking for. But I don't see a point. I then say, but his base would be his standard battle form, as in the form he always starts his fights in. LOL. As a human, him utilizing his Fullbring would still be his base because it's how he would start a fight. Fullbring wouldn't be a transformation. It would be him using his ability. So I mean, I disagree with that, but you know. He says the point is to show Ichigo's base durability. No, his base would be him as a human. You using his base Shinigami is not his actual base. No, it won't. He's using a form on top of his base. Do you understand what I mean? I say, good question. No, I don't understand what you mean by base. I define it as standard battle form. How would you define it? He says, what I mean by base in this situation is Naruto without no chakra buff. Ichigo not in his Shinigami state. Luffy not in the gears or using haki. This picture explains it better. In the context of anime, the base form is a character's most fundamental state, meaning their original appearance and power level without any transformations, special modes, or power-ups. For example, a character like Goku in his base form, when he is not Super Saiyan, it is the starting point from which all of their forms and abilities are derived and can be significantly enhanced through training. Cool. So we get an understanding of what he's talking about. Mind you, I understood what he was talking about. What I was saying, though, was I don't see a purpose in it because in a fight, Ichigo's not going to show up as a human, potentially get speed blitzed, and then go to a... That's not going to happen. I say, gotcha. Like I said, though, I can give you what you want. I can do it for you. We can find out how strong base Ichigo is. I can do it. But to what end? No one will ever fight Ichigo in his human form, unlike Naruto. Because, listen, guys, he's still upset about the Naruto durability video I made. So, Since I've made that Naruto durability video, he has been asking me for a very long time to do a Bleach durability video, specifically Ichigo durability video. So yeah, no one will ever fight Ichigo in his human form, LOL. But people will always fight Naruto, Luffy, and Goku in their human / Saiyan alien forms. Cool. Now, it's important I get this full conversation because someone else puts their 2 cents in and I make him look like a fool, because he is a fool at times. He says, to what end? To show a great durability feat from Ichigo in his base form. Something I've been asked about before. I want you to keep the same energy you did with Naruto. That's all I'm asking. And if you can give me that, if you can give me what I want, then I'm listening. Cool. I say, aye, LOL. When I make the video, I'll be sure to cover Ichigo's durability as a human with no powers. This is hilarious. He says, bet. I'll be looking forward to it. Then we have this guy, Davs, who for some reason always imposes himself in my conversations. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Right? I don't have a problem with it. we gonna go ahead. All right. So I said, this is my response, right? To Godflow. I said, gotcha. Like I said, I can give you what you want, but to what end? He says, Dav says, human form. All their forms are human. No one is fighting Naruto and Luffy without their energy in use. That's how they fight, unless you sneak them. In that case, same can be said for Ichigo if he is snuck. To what end? To know how their durability holds up while off guard. Here's the thing. Mind you, I've made my point clear. I'm talking about standard battle assumptions or their standard battle forms. Naruto and Luffy start off their fights in their human bodies. Ichigo discards his to fight as a spirit. Can anyone tell me when Ichigo started a fight off as a human in the series? Can anyone tell me that? When did he I mean really, don't troll me. I mean, when the Espada came, when Grimmjow came, did he walk over to Grimmjow with his human body and then turn to a Shinigami? When Urahime got kidnapped, did he go to Wako Mundo as a human and then turn to a Shinigami when he had to fight his first opponent? Don't think that happened either. When he went to go save Neliel and fight Yuha Baha ha 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 ha, did he go as a human and then turn to a Shinigami? Is that what happened? No. None of those things happened. Ichigo discards his human body to fight as a spirit. So I say there's no point in answering a question about his human durability because that's not his standard battle approach. The only time he'll fight as a human is if he has no other choice. I.e., when he's saving his family and he doesn't have power. So the only time he'll fight as a human is when he doesn't have powers. Or if he's using the power of a Fullbringer and not a Shinigami. He says, there is a point, and I just mentioned it, off-guard attacks. Mind you, Ichigo would have to be in a fight to get off-guarded. And if we're not talking about cross-verse, what are we talking about? It only matters if it's off-guard in a cross-verse setting. Inverse doesn't matter. Why would that matter? Off-guard, excuse me, he's not going to be in a human body off-guard. Anyways, unless we're specifically stating it's Fullbring Ichigo, he'll never fight as a human. Thus, it's pointless to ascertain his durability, but sure. Since that's what you both want, mind you guys, I said but sure. He says, oh my god, I just said to gauge their off-guard durability and you're still yapping about a fight. Is English really that hard? Yes, because in a fight is where his durability will matter. And he'll only fight as a human under specific circumstances. He says durability matters even outside a fight, e.g. when an off-guard attack is launched. I'm sorry, if you're off-guarded, is that not a fight? You see how dumb people sound when you actually put it under mark? He says durability matters even outside a fight, e.g. when an off-guard attack is launched. Listen. Never mind. It's fine. You doing anything but... Oh, here we go. You doing anything but admitting that human Ichigo without any active energy use has regular human durability. And here it comes. Here it finally comes out. So you want me to say that Ichigo as a human has human level durability. This is what he's wanted this whole time. This was his goal the entire time. You won't die if you just admit it. It's not even that bad. And here's the sick thing. Watch this shit, y'all. Watch this shit. This is how you play chess. Watch this shit. I'm going to read it again. He says, durability matter. Oh, no. You're doing anything but admitting that human Ichigo without any active energy use has regular human durability. So watch this. I literally said multiple times that I would oblige Godflow's requests. What did Godflow request me to do, guys? Remember, Godflow requested a video on Ichigo's durability. Right? Then he says, you never said it was human durability, though. Said I would oblige, but never did. This dummy can't track the conversation. I never said I would oblige to agree that Ichigo had human durability. I said in a video about Bleach's durability. 1-0. Ab-stract. I don't know why Daz be playing with me. Anyways, we turning up. Listen, look at this. Look at this. This part is about to be funny. He says, concession acknowledged. Looking forward to that video. Huh. Okay. Concession to what? Making a video I stated I planned on making? Or Godflow's request to include Ichigo's durability as a human? He says, concession that Ichigo's durability without active energy use is human durability. Oh, show me where I said that. Because we like to force concessions. Concession acknowledged. We like to force concessions. Show me where I said that. Implied it when he says implied it when in response to me saying it is human durability, you said you already planned to oblige. He's so slow, he can't even track the conversation. Yes, and that was in response to Godflow's request of making a video on the topic. Literally said that to him up here in a video about Bleach's durability. He's not tracking. He's a few steps behind. The wheels aren't turning as fast. I don't know why they play with me, bro. Anyways, there's more to that conversation. Let's see if I can find the rest of it. Yeah. All right, hold up. We ain't done with his ass. Oh, yeah, right. So, where did we get to? Okay, yeah. We're gonna pivot for a minute. We're gonna pivot. Well, actually, let me go here real quick. Let me see where all this shit leads. We're gonna pivot for a minute. He says this. So, according to your logic, where amping strength is separate from amping durability, how do you explain a normal human with amped strength shattering a boulder with a punch without damaging their fist? Fair question. And I never have a problem responding to fair questions. So I start off by saying, this is fiction. And unless the story explicitly correlates strength amps with durability, we treat them as separate stats. Characters can amplify offensive output through techniques or energy control without passively gaining extra defense. We rely on tangible feats. Listen to what he just said. He said, that's not what I asked. Interesting. Because he literally says, how do you explain a normal human with amp strength shattering a boulder with a punch without damaging their fist? Was this not an adequate explanation? This is fiction. Meaning, whatever you're presuming doesn't have to be the case. Like, and this is why I asked him, did I need to explain this is fiction? The undertone, did I need to explain this is fiction? Even if you want to take that out, everything after this is fiction is a sufficient answer to his question. Everything. That's not what I asked. You asked, how do I explain it? My answer is, by explaining what I just said is exactly how I would explain it. He says, you didn't explain it though. You just said it's fiction. I don't know why I talk to these crazy ass people. No, I do know why. So I can cook them online like this. So I can come back, review the conversation with a fresh mind, and then cook the ever living shit out of them like now. Because he says, all you said was, it's just fiction. Is that all I said? Do I need to explain the subtext of this is fiction? No, you didn't explain why being fiction means we shouldn't apply common sense. Does fiction always apply common sense? More often than not, you should explain why being fiction means we should abandon logic in this case. Ironically, a majority of fiction follow the logic of durability scaling striking to AP. My Hero Academia, for example. Show me where I said abandon logic. You see how people just make shit up? In a formal debate and in a street fight debate, I would have cooked see, because you can't get this shit past me. I'm not just going to let you say anything. Show me where I said abandon logic. I don't care what a majority of things do. And guess what? They usually have feats to prove it. When you said a fist doesn't have to be amped. Oh, wait. Is that a different thing? Oh, yeah. Show me where I said abandon logic. When you said a fist doesn't have to be amped. Durability. Oh, yeah. When you said a fist doesn't have to be amped durability to perform feats of amped strength. So in his head, me disagreeing to the idea of them both being mutually inclusive of each other, being AP and durability. I disagree with that notion for Naruto. In his head, that's me saying that I abandoned logic, even though I explained why even though I perfectly explained why we shouldn't presume it to be the case. So we keep going. So I didn't say abandon logic and you made that up? You named the feats. Laugh my ass off. You're the one that said, what did he say? Most series scale to it? You named the feats then. Don't ask me to name the feats. I was only agreeing with the idea that you brought up. This is your argument. He says, your premise abandons logic. You don't have to say it first. Rock Lee grabbing a tree root, his hand's durability would have to be relative to AP displayed because he suffered no damage. Mind you, this is a conversation about chakra, increasing AP and durability. My premise is strength / AP amps are treated separately. I even do it again for him, guys. My premise is that strength and AP amps are treated separately from durability amps unless explicitly shown or stated. The example you just used molds them into one. And what's the AP of grabbing a fucking tree root? I don't think he knows how this works. Listen to this. He says the details are... That's awful convenient, because then you can just make shit up. The details are irrelevant. My rebuttal is that strength amps are almost always tied with durability amps because the newfound strength is displayed with relative durability, like in the example I named. So that feat shows Rock Lee's hand is durable enough to not break when going through dirt. I don't know what he wants in this conversation. Rock Lee's hand is durable enough to not shatter when going through dirt, and that he has the physical strength to pull the tree up by the root. What's the AP? See, when you know what you're talking about, you know when to ask the right questions. You know what questions to ask. Rock Lee uprooting a tree is not an AP feat. Dummy. There's no AP. Unless you want to count, my fault. Unless you want to count his hand burrowing through the ground. Unless you want to count his hand burrowing through the ground. It's not an AP feat, though. He says, has the strength to bore through dirt. The details are irrelevant. So it doesn't even matter. So we can even discard what I just said because the details are irrelevant. To him, it doesn't matter. So we can discard what I just said. Does the feat show durability relative to his strength or no? How the fuck would we know? What's the AP? How would we know if the feat shows relative durability if we don't know if we're not getting the details, Davs? How do we know without the details? So you don't want to count him uprooting the tree, and you don't want to count him boring his hand through the dirt. How would we know? And then also, we don't know if he's using chakra to perform this feat or not. We don't know Rock Lee's base durability. We don't know Rock Lee's base striking strength. We don't know Rock Lee's base strength. These are all questions. So he says, does the feat show durability relative to his strength or no? I say, from your perspective, it would, because you're treating them as correlative stats. From my perspective, Rock Lee can do that feat and be injured by much less effort than the energy it took to do the feat, because I see them as separate. We also don't know if he even amped himself to do that. That's what I should have started with. That's me. That's something I got to be more cognizant of. Let's challenge, did Rock Lee even use chakra, and can you prove that he did or didn't? Something I got to work on. What's next? He says, please express how Rock Lee can be injured by much less effort. Sure, I don't say things that I generally can't prove. Sure, it's the same way Sakura can fracture the ground and destroy huge boulders but still be injured by people who don't strike as hard as her in any regard. Same shit. The same way Naruto can use a Rasen Shuriken and still get bruises and black eyes from a fodder cloud Kunoichi. Same shit. This is not, I don't think he understands. This isn't Dragon Ball Z. This isn't Bleach. This isn't JJK. This isn't Hunter x Hunter. If Naruto gets hurt, if Naruto gets hit, he will get hurt. You don't need a scale to his chakra. You don't need a scale to his maximum output. You don't need a scale to his minimum output. Generally, if they have the means, they will hurt him. Just like that fodder Kunoichi did. He says, I hate this. He says, presupposing those people don't strike as hard as, presupposing those people don't strike as hard require proof. Please name the people who injure Sakura and prove they don't strike as hard as her. See, here's the thing with these type of arguments. Well, I'll read my response, but then I'll just get into it. Glad you asked. See, in my world, people need feats in scaling to suggest they can replicate a feat or hurt someone else. They need feats and scaling to suggest they can replicate a feat or hurt someone else. The fodders who hurt her, being Sakura, and then Naruto are the same and have zero feats in scaling to suggest that they can replicate Sakura's feat. In fact, we know what Sakura does is a rarity in the series. Let's break that down. Firstly, in my world, we need feats and scaling to suggest we can replicate a feat. That's going to be important because, as you guys see, he says, I don't care about your world. We're going to get into that. Scaling is subjective. So when you're saying presupposing those people don't strike as hard, I'm not presupposing a goddamn thing. Well, no, from your perspective, I would be presupposing. Just like from your perspective, both stats are correlative. But from me, how I scale, mind you, he asked me to prove it, right? So yeah, when I scale, people have to either show feats or scaling of being able to harm, injure, or have a good reason as to why they were able to do something. Now, does this always have to be the case? No. If you're a series that is backed by the power system, like when we see the Tournament of Power and we see people hurting Goku, we don't have to ask ourselves, well, can this person destroy the moon? No. We understand Dragon Ball Z's power system works off a key-based system, which scales to the user, which scales with the energy. So we understand they either have to be striking with more ki to hurt them, or at least relatively the same amount of ki to hurt them. We don't got to do that for them. For Naruto, I would need to see feats and scaling. I'm gonna need it every day of the week. I'm gonna need it every day of the week, or I'm just gonna call some inconsistencies on it. The fodders who hurt her and Naruto are the same. 0 feats. Those two Cloud Chunin have 0 feats. That's a fact. don't hit as hard. In fact, we know what Sakura does is a rarity in the series. This is where being disingenuous would come into conversation. He's asking me to prove that those fodders don't hit as hard as Sakura when he knows in his mind, he knows this for a fact that they don't hit as hard as Sakura. But because he's so enamored and enthralled in one-upping Ab-stract and getting one over on Ab-stract, he's going to push aside his common fucking sense. He's going to push aside what he knows to be true. Because he knows those people do not hit as hard as Sakura. He knows what Sakura does is a rarity in the series. Kakashi hasn't shown to hit as hard as Sakura. I don't care about your world. Logically, when a person has no established strength and is shown damaging someone who has previously displayed enhanced durability, so now he's presuming enhanced durability. He's presupposing enhanced durability. The conclusion would be that their strength is on par with said durability rather than their durability being inconsistent. Right. Yeah, you clearly care about my world because you always find yourself in it. In debating my scaling worldview. This is true. I don't come under Dav's posts. Like I said, I don't mind. But I'm keeping it real here. You're in my world. Consistently. You're a part of the Ab-stract verse. My fans know you. For me whooping that ass. Stop playing with me, bro. Again, let me stop. That was fun. That's going to be a clip. That's going to be a clip. Anyways, you clearly care about my worldview. I'm sorry. You clearly care about my world because you always find yourself in it, in debating my scaling worldview. Again, you're making a listen, guys. Again, you're making a correlative suggestion, but that doesn't have to be the case. And I've seen no evidence in Naruto to suggest that is the case. Listen to this. Listen to this. I'm not in your world. I'm in the world. I'm not in your world. I'm in the world. No, you're in my world. You're in my world consistently. You have a fucking visa. I literally gave evidence to suggest that is the case. Rock Lee, do you want more? If you think Rock Lee is evidence, here's the coup de grace. Here's where he stops responding. Here's where I knew something was wrong fundamentally. If you think Rock Lee is evidence, then I don't think you're understanding my argument. Can you go ahead and restate my position for me? Here's what he does. He goes ahead and screenshots. Hold up. He says he was literally arguing. We don't need to read that. That's not important. I said, I can re-upload old messages too. I'm asking you to restate my position so I know you understand it. Because I'm not about to argue with someone who doesn't even understand the fucking argument. He says, my premise is strength/AP amps are treated separately from durability amps unless explicitly shown or stated. I say, good. Now, why do I think that's the case? This will tell me if you're paying attention. This will tell me if you're just arguing to argue or if you're actually considering what I'm saying, digesting it, and then responding. Listen to this. He says, you're asking me, you tell me. Unless you're saying you consider striking AP with no physical drawback as part of being shown, although then there would have been no point in you arguing against Lee. You haven't given me any reason why you haven't given me any reason why you think that case scenario wouldn't count. I promise you everything you need to answer that question is in our replies. Now, I could tell you, but it would indicate you either weren't paying attention or my explanation was over your head. Would you like me to explain? Let's go figure out where I told him exactly why I don't believe they're mutually inclusive. Funnily enough, guys, it's the part where he says, I abandoned logic. Funnily enough. This is fiction. And unless the story explicitly correlates strength amps with durability, we treat them as separate attributes. I even gave him an example. Characters can amplify offensive output through technique or energy control without passively gaining extra defense. This is true. What he's saying in anime is not an ironclad law. That doesn't always happen. They're not always two mutually inclusive things. Sometimes they're exclusive. Sometimes they're separate. Sometimes the author's only thinking about, oh, this character gets stronger when he does this technique, not they get more durable when they do this technique. They're different things that you need to account for. They're different things. Naruto, this series, has not proved they are the same thing. Have not proved they are the same thing. But what about Rock Lee grabbing the tree in the dirt? Oh, his hand could go through dirt. Okay. Did he amp his hand? What's the AP of it? How do we know it's not something Rock Lee can automatically do without any chakra? This is I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to share this with you guys. Because I can't be the only one seeing this crazy shit. I can't be. So, this is the last reply. I promise you this is heading towards the last replies. I promise you everything you need to answer that question is in our replies. Right. I could tell you, but it would prove you're not paying attention. Did anyone not understand my explanation? Because he says, I'd like you to point out where you explained or gave reasons why you think what you think previously. And I couldn't read this. I can't make out what you're asking me. I couldn't read this. He didn't reply to this. The conversation ends there. But this is what happens when I don't even know what to call them. I don't even know what to call them. And here's the thing too, here's the thing. Davs isn't stupid. What happens though? No lie, guys, right hand to God. No lie. I truly believe that I have one-upped him so many times. His entire goal in conversing with me is to get one over on Ab-stract. That's what I truly believe. That's what I truly believe. Hence why he tried to force a concession in the middle of a conversation. Nigga said, concession acknowledged. Like me and you had an agreement on anything. I was talking to Godflow. Don't know where you came from. Imposing yourself in my world. Yes, it is Ab-stract's world. When you're on Ab-stract's conversation, in Ab-stract's thread, mentioning Ab-stract, damn right it's Ab-stract's world. Absolutely so, sir. Yeah. So, I couldn't have been the only person to be subjected to that madness. You guys have to see the shit I put up with. This is going to make a very good clip. This will make a very good clip because I broke down this stupidity at every level. I broke down where you tried to force a concession when I wasn't even talking to you. I broke down where you didn't understand what I was talking about, even though I put it in black and white for you. Put it in black and white. I even say again, from your perspective, it would because you're treating them as correlative stats. From my perspective, Rock Lee can do that feat and be injured by much less effort. That exactly aligns with my premise of strength and AP amps are treated separately from durability. He didn't know what the fuck was going on though. You're asking me, you tell me. He doesn't know these things. He's not tracking. Type of people I gotta put up with. I don't even know if a formal debate is worth it with some of these people. I don't even know because I don't know what they would do. He couldn't follow that basic conversation. What's he going to do in a formal debate? He couldn't follow that low stakes. Mind you, I was playing around in a lot of regards too. I was playing around in a lot. Like when y'all see me do this, I don't care what a majority of things do. Guess what? They usually don't have. When y'all see me do it, I'm playing. Where else? Sure, it's the same way soccer can fracture. When I can just fire off examples, I'm playing. I don't even need to be strategic. For the most part, glad you asked. Glad, because I already know where you're going with this. I know your fucking playbook. I said one of these times, I said, it doesn't matter, or sometimes it don't matter how good. It don't matter how good you argue. Some of this shit you just can't stand up to because it's too much. It's too much facts. Listen to this, guys. He says, please express how Rock Lee can be injured by much less effort. And then in the next same breath, I don't care about your world. I tell him it's my, I tell him this is how I scale. He says, I don't care. So did you care about the answer to Rock Lee or no? Can't have it both ways. You either cared or you didn't. You either wanted my opinion or you didn't. Which one? What are we talking about? You tell me. Ball's in your court. I'm good. You all right? You want some water? That will not be the last conversation we review with Davs. That will not be the last. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. Wait until we get to the Haku conversation. I've been saving that one for a while. Shout out to Snakes too, man. Shout out to Kid Kenzie and Snakes. All right. Let me talk about what we got going on as far as video and content creation. So real quick, some people might be mad at me for this. I did put a pause to the to the Straw Hats versus Soul Society. I put a pause to that. The more pressing video right now is a video on Bleach's power system. It's more prevalent right now because mind you, the reason that whole conversation with me, Dabs, and Godful happened was because they don't understand Bleach durability. And I use they very loosely. I'm talking about a sect of the Naruto community. This is not everybody. But I want to say a large sect. Listen to this. Bro says, arguing with Ab-stract is a waste of time. He is so disingenuous. It's actually tiring. I don't know why people try. If that's the case, I don't know why people try. Mind you, the only people who have ever said I'm disingenuous are people who have not beaten me in a discussion. Only people who have said it. Well, you might be thinking, well, Ab-stract, if only people who haven't beaten you have said it, then that means you've lost the bids. Not really. Or I should reframe this. Here's the thing. I have a very trolling nature when I do anime discussions. I'm not gonna lie. I can get on people's nerves because I make a lot of sense and it's easy. So I can get on people's nerves really quickly. The last time I talked to Victo, I was putting belt to ass. This isn't new though. But this is why he would think I'm disingenuous. Not because I'm actually disingenuous. Not because I'm being too obstinate. Is it abstinent or obstinate? Obstinate. Let me see real quick. I try and give you guys new words every day if I can. It is obstinate. Yes, let's go. I'm nice. See, tell me which one of your streamers be sleeking in new words for you guys on the fly. I've gave y'all efficacious. I've gave y'all obstinate. I've gave y'all reify. Come on, bro. Come on. Anyways, the only people that think I'm disingenuous are people I've literally embarrassed, laughed at, and trolled. Trolled in a anime debate kind of way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not calling them out of their names. I'm not bullying nobody. The most I do is just laugh in conversations. I laugh at, I LMFAO a lot. I do it a lot because I genuinely am laughing or smiling whenever I'm replying because I'm like, yo, ain't no way he said this. That's hilarious. But Ab-stract's disingenuous apparently. What was I about to get to? Was it? What, I don't know what I was about to get to. It was probably gonna be funny though. Oh yeah. Right, that's right. Yeah, the whole reason we're doing a Bleach power system video first is because there is a heavy misconception or misunderstanding about the Naruto versus durability. People just don't seem to understand how it works, which is weird for me. It's really not hard, so I don't know. Anyways, people don't understand how Reiatsu works. Fundamentally, that's what it would boil down to. If you don't understand how the durability works in Bleach, you don't fundamentally understand how Reiatsu works in Bleach. That's pretty much what it would boil down to at its most basic level. So that video is going to come out first. Of other stuff. All right, let me let me scroll up. Where we at? Yo, I'm late. How you been? Hey, we got Rev in the chat. What's good, Rev? How you doing, bro? I'm way far behind. I've been yapping. All right. I'd say New York's large portion is in between the small and medium Texas portion. Nice. Okay. Hey, guys, I'm going to go through the chats as quickly as possible to get down to the bottom as fast as possible. His human base would scale to Ginjo and Tsukishima, who as humans could take hits from the likes of Byakuya and... Hey, Rev, don't give it to him, bro. Don't give it to him, bro. Also, Ichigo has 4 bases. The fuck you on about, LOL? That's not like saying base Rukia is her Gigai or that Ishin's base is his human form. No, that's what they truly believe. They truly believe that the base for these characters would be what they're like initially like. It's really weird to me. Like I said, this has no meaning outside of just inverse scaling, because if we're doing crossverse, that wouldn't be, Ichigo's not going to show up as a human and then hit the fucking badge to it. That's not going to happen. Actual base would be human form, like base Goku is bulletproof in the sense that they only bruise him with key control bullets do no damage. That's not equivalent, Kribo. It's equivalent. Superman's base is not Clark Kent. Same Clark who gets pushed around by humans. It has to be logically consistent with the narrative. Naruto versus durability on guard or off is getting KO'd by a lot of stuff in general. Green Lantern base is not Hal Jordan human. Thank you, bro. Like, why would we ever say Hal Jordan versus fucking Darkseid? But, have him show up in his base. What are you talking about? Are you out your mind? Are you out your mind? Why are we... Hal Jordan versus Magneto. Why? So he can crush the ring on his fucking finger before he gets a chance to activate it? That's so stupid to me, bro. LOL, so you can recognize Clark's unique circumstances that makes him different, but base Superman, but you somehow can't recognize the Ichigo circumstances, which is unique to him as well. Do you see the disconnect? These fools still think Naruto characters aren't wall level on guard. Come on, Ursa. Well, I think they're building level, but that's still below bull. See, and here's the thing. I've given them wall level to small building levels of durability. I've given them that. I have no problem with that. That's still below bullets. You have to be city block level to be perfectly bulletproof. Getting off guard means one party doesn't know they're in a fight. Slade can snipe Hal Jordan while Hal Jordan is getting groceries. Yeah, but that's not Slade sniping the Green Lantern Hal Jordan. That's Slade sniping. Like, we have to. Are we not contextualizing this? Because, mind you, and maybe it's my fault for assuming these people were already in like a fighting atmosphere or, standard. maybe that's my fault. Could be me. Ab-stract, base human Ichigo is relative to base Shinigami Ichigo. You don't even need to argue the relevance. It is provable. We'll talk in the Discord. Doesn't even know what obliging is. Bro, come on. He didn't even. I don't think he knew what it was. Or I don't think he understood who I was talking to. Because in that whole thing, he thought I was talking to him. He thought I was talking to him. Hal Jordan is not Green Lantern, though. You literally just acknowledge this notion by saying Clark Kent is not Superman. This is why it's good to recheck what people have said in comments during a debate. Many times I've called people out and embarrassed them for saying one thing, but then switching up later. Yeah. Yeah. And mind you, I'm not doing anything that no other human being can't do. Anyone that has seen the interaction, mind you just got 40 views. Anyone seeing the conversation can go through and look, Ab-stract said this. You're not going to find Ab-stract saying too much dumb shit, though. You're not going to find too much of it. Am I infallible? No. I make mistakes. Yes, I do. Like I said, I made a mistake in this one by not asking him, did Rock Lee use chakra? That's a mistake in my head. But generally, you're not going to find Ab-stract saying too much dumb shit. You'll find plenty of other people, though. How Jordan is Green Lantern based. Green Lantern is not getting sniped. Superman is just acting when he's Clark. Don't play dumb. How Jordan is not Green Lantern. Green Lantern is Green Lantern. Don't you understand what a notion means? Who's playing dumb? Oh, you are being obtuse on purpose. You ate that. Not gonna lie. I believe Newton's third, but you ate that. Thank you, Ursa. I appreciate you, love. I appreciate you. LOL. Ab-stract is getting cooked. It is fiction. Is a terrible answer. No, Karibo. Karibo. It is fiction. Oh, God. Let me go to it, bro. It is fiction. And maybe this is the work I have to do. Because if I have Karibo saying it is fiction is a terrible answer, then that means I probably should have explained the undertone to him. A problem of mine is I be thinking people be on my wavelength. I be thinking people are going to understand what I'm saying when I'm saying it. It's not always the case. Where are we at? Oh, wait, no, not that. It's not always the case. And that's okay. But that's why I asked him, I said, hey, do I need to explain the undertones of this is fiction? If that needs to be explained, we can do that. Where's it at? Oh, yeah, right. What was that? Oh, yeah, let's go back. Right. Because remember, guys, there were two hats to that conversation. Let's, real quick, Karib, I'm going to get back to you. Real quick. Let's circle back to concession. He says, concession acknowledged. Looking forward to that video. I say, concession to what? Making a video I stated I planned on making, or Godflow's request to include Ichigo's durability as a human? He says, concession that Ichigo's durability without active energy use is human durability. Oh, show me where I said that. He says, you implied it when in response to me saying it is human durability, you said you already planned to oblige. Yes, and that was in response to Godflow's request of a video on the topic. He says, so you concede it's human level durability? Question mark. I literally said, I asked you to show me where I said it, and you said it was implied. I then tell you what I was obliging to do, and you again try to force a concession. Laugh my fucking ass off. You can't make this shit up. You're slipping, Davs. This is the second time you've made this type of mistake. Mind you, the first mistake was the whole logic thing. He says, asking a question doesn't equal forcing a concession. You could have just said yes or no, Einstein, try again. So you concede it's human level durability? So now he's asking a question. I say, can't blame me for it sounding like sarcasm. I already dispelled the notion of me arguing with you. So the fact you asked again was weird. Facts. I wasn't arguing with you. I was talking to Godflow. You inserted yourself. And then attempted to force concession by manipulating my oblige word and fitting it with your narrative of Ichigo being human level durability. Can't blame me for it sounding like sarcasm. I already dispelled the notion of me agreeing with you, so the fact that you asked again was weird. But I'm glad you tried again. So you concede it's human level durability? No. Why? What evidence suggests that Ichigo's human body without active use of energy is any more durable than normal? Listen, this me. I don't know yet. Tune into the video to find out. This is how you got to talk to these clowns, bro. This is how you got to talk to them. What evidence suggests that Ichigo's human body without active use is more durable than human? I don't know yet. I don't know. Tune into the video to find out. So there's no evidence you know of currently. You're simply hoping you find one. That's the difference between us. I don't do this. I don't scale with a agenda. I'm not you. I'm not your fan base. And I say that again loosely. From my experience, most Naruto scalers scale with an agenda. I've shown it several times on this channel. That's from my perspective, though. That's my experience seeing this stuff. Most Naruto scalers do scale with an agenda. So there's no evidence you know of currently. You're simply hoping you find one. I'm not hoping for anything. I could care less if his durability is human level. As a human, wouldn't do anything for me. But I'm not going to agree with you just because you think it is. Are you crazy? Are you out your mind? Do you think there's a day in hell that I would agree with you just because you're saying something? No. I don't care what it is. Unless I already have an understanding of it, unless I thoroughly research it myself, I'm not just going to agree with you. When I look into the feats and the scaling, I'll find out. Okay, buddy. Sigh. Ab-stract 1-0, per usual. Facts. The things this man tries and does to get one up on me. Tries to force a concession. Doesn't work. Then he asks, oh, so, I mean, do you concede? Is it human level durability? I don't know. Tune into the video. So there's no evidence, of culpability? You're hoping to find something? No, I'm not hoping for anything. I could care less. Anything else? Okay, buddy, Ab-stract 1-0. Stop playing with me, bro. I don't know who he thinks I am. Anyways, that was this. So from the first half where we switched topics and went into the other thing, that was the second half of that conversation. There's no more of that, though. That was everything. I'm glad I stumbled upon it, though. Everything works out so well for me. I don't know why. Anyways, let's get back to it. You ate that. Not gonna lie, I believe Newton's third law, but you ate that. Hey, yeah, I love that. I'm screenshotting that. I love that comment. Thank you, Ursa. Appreciate you, love. Oh no, that's right. Ab-stract is getting cooked. It is fiction. Is a terrible answer. Let me address that real quick. Let me go to it first too. Because it is fiction. It's not a terrible answer. It's a terrible answer if you don't understand the undertones of what I'm saying. But if you understand the undertones of what I'm saying, it's not a terrible answer. Damn it, why can't I find it? I know what to do. Let me go to replies. That'll be the fastest way to find it. Oh, wait. That didn't work. No, not that. Where we at? My premise, good, close. I think I should be able to find it if I go here. All right. Let's do this so we have context. He says, so according to your logic, what's the logic? The logic is this. Amping strength doesn't necessitate amping durability. And not a single person has a manga example of chakra enhancing durability outside of Senjutsu, Biju Cloak, and specific jutsu like Diamond Morph. He then says, so according to your logic, where amping strength is separate from imp. So, and the sick part is, guys, the sick part is, he comes in acknowledging the argument. But in the course of trying to one-up Ab-stract, he forgets. He loses track. According to your logic, where amping strength is separate from amping durability. I should have put this in the rant video. When I was going off, I should have had this in here because it would have made him look 10 times dumber. How do you explain a normal human with amp strength shattering a boulder with a punch without damaging their fist? This is fiction. What does that mean? This is fiction. What does that mean? It means that depending on the author, depending on the story, depending on the power system, depending on what idea they're trying to run with, logic can be suspended. Let's use his thing, right? No, where did he say it? Where did he say it? Yeah, let's do this. Let's say what he's saying. Logic can be abandoned. But did I say abandon logic? I didn't say that. No. What I was saying was use a methodology. I say we rely on tangible feats. That's the difference. So this is fiction means just because Dragon Ball Z is doing something over there doesn't mean Naruto is doing something over there across the block the same way. That's not what it means. This is fiction. Just because in Hunter x Hunter, they have 10, which holds the aura around their body at all times and makes them more durable and stops the aging process, doesn't mean in Frieren that's what's happening with mana and magic. This is fiction. You can make it the fuck up. Excuse my French. You can make it up. You can make it up. This is fiction. We have to start with what the story provides us. We cannot just presume things to be the case because we're basing them off of reality. Not saying you can't do that for some things. Axioms do exist. I agree. But the first thing I ask people the first thing Michael Dorsey, Michael, y'all know Michael in the chat, right? Michael asked me, hey, Ab-stract, what do you think about Fairy Tail not doing this? I asked him, I said, is Fairy Tail a system where they scale to the mana that they're using? Is Fairy Tail a system to where their durability and AP correlate? These are the first questions I asked. Why? This is fiction. It could be anything. It could not scale to their durability. It cannot scale to their AP. It could not. It's a fact. So this is fiction. The undertone of that is it could be anything. It could be anything. It could be one of those things. It could be a combination of those things in different variables and forms. It could be none of those things. We rely on tangible feats. We rely on, what does that mean? What does tangible feats look like? I'll tell you. A tangible feat in this instance, for what Davs, well, he couldn't have did it because no feat exists. But what Davs would have had to show me to get me on his side is chakra being used exclusively to increase durability outside of the aforementioned things I named. Senjutsu, Biju Cloak, and Diamond Morph. Because if you're using those things, you're just agreeing with me. You would have needed to show an instance in this series outside of strength being applied. Because mind you, in Ab-stract's world, which you're in Ab-stract's world, these things are mutually exclusive. They don't have to be in the same category or thing or binding, whatever you want to call it. They don't have to be. So what you would have needed to do is all those other series you talked about that, ironically, majority of fiction follow the logic of Dorby. I don't care what everyone does. I don't care what a majority of things do. Show me this in Naruto. Show me it. You would have needed to show me chakra being used for durability, and then a similar feat of chakra being used for AP. It's very easy to shut me up. Show me a feat. You want to shut up Ab-stract? Show me a feat that correlates what I'm asking for. Or be wrong. Yes. In this conversation, in this one, I'm not saying all the time, but in this one, be objectively wrong. Be subjectively wrong. Because you are going to ask me, how do you know they don't hit as hard as Sakura? Shut up. Get out of my face. Damn. All right, Karibo, I hope you got that. I hope you got that, Karibo. You made me go in on dabs again because you wanted to ask a question about fiction. Or critique my This Is Fiction. All right. I guess base Hulk is Bruce and base Iron Man is Tony Stark. If you're talking about the Hulk's durability, you don't then bring up not Hulk, Bruce, goof ass. Exactly. But see, these are the kinds of conversations, Rev, that they have to have. This is cope. The only reason you would ever be asking for human Ichigo's durability is because you're upset at human Naruto's durability. That's the only reason you would ask that. Only reason you would do that. Base Venom who? Get me Eddie Brock. Cancer have it. Come on now. What? I'm chiming in the middle here, but I think since chakra amps your striking force, so if it doesn't also boost your durability, it just makes amping strength a huge liability, like the gates, which is weird. Let me read that again. After some water. Excuse me. John says, I think since chakra amps your striking force, so if it doesn't also boost your durability, it just makes amping strength a huge liability. All right. Here's the thing. I got to stop saying here's the thing. I've been watching my old videos back, and I always start off with here's the thing. It's partly funny, but partly like, all right, you got to find a new segue, bro. Let's talk about that. Let's address that. I'm trying to think of new segues. Let's talk about that. I like that. Let's talk about that. We'll start saying that for a little while. All right, let's talk about that. So you're saying that it's almost useless, pointless, obsolete. What was the specific word you used? A liability, like the gates. Sorry, my nose. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Pardon. Congestion, allergies, all that stuff. So you say it's a liability. This is where This is fiction comes in at. As far as we understand it, as far as the feats have shown, Kishi's intent hasn't been to correlate strength amps with durability amps. Don't look at it as a liability. Look at it as one working by itself and the other not being proven to work with the one that's working by itself. Look at it like that. I wouldn't say it's a liability per se, because you're still getting the added benefit of the AP boost. All I'm saying is that we're not going to use the feat that you performed with your strikes to correlate to your durability, because the series has thus far shown it to be not the case, inconsistent, and in some instances disproven that notion. Yes, disproven that notion. So no, it's not a liability. It's still good for inverse. Someone increasing their AP. Oh my God, I have all this fucking. Excuse me, y'all. Someone increasing their AP is still a good thing in the series. I wouldn't look at it like a liability. Actually, you have to talk about Bruce's healing factor. Bruce says he put a bullet in his head and Hulk spit it out. Tony/Iron Man has been caught lacking out of his armor multiple times. Yeah, see, the thing though, in Karibo, you're doing it again. No one's going to ask for base Tony Stark's durability. That's the whole point. We'd normally just put Tony Stark into Iron Man and then say, what's Iron Man's durability without his shields, without his protective barriers, and stuff? What's his durability without that stuff? How strong is the Iron Man suit? That's what we would do. Hence why the gates destroy the body. Also, I think when Neji's rotation is introduced, there's a panel where it says Neji floods his body to protect himself before spinning. Could be Hyuga exclusive, but if not, there's some evidence. Yes, I'm well aware of the Hyuga. In fact, so far, Luna Ursa is the only person I've seen that has bought that up. Aside from myself, Luna Ursa is the only person I've ever conversed with that's bought that up. And shout out to her. Yeah, I'm well aware of the Hyuga's ability to extend chakra throughout all of their chakra points at the same time. To say it's exclusive to them wouldn't be incorrect. More accurately put, though, they are the most inclined or the most adept at doing that. Not impossible for everyone else, but they are the best at doing it. and I explained this in the Naruto durability video anyway. With them doing that in the first place, Neji can't walk around like that. He has to rotate. You know how disadvantageous rotating would be? If he could choose to walk around like that, I'm sure he would. But he has to rotate. And that's what got him messed up with Kido Maru in the first place. All that rotating. Because he couldn't get his balance back. He couldn't. But guess what? When he got older, he continued to rotate. So now we know it's definitely tied to the technique and not something that can be used on a whim 24/7. But yes, I appreciate the insight, John the Maven. You're the second person. Count yourself amongst the people who have brought that up to me. You're now the second person. Even Kakashi could only use 2 gates. Any higher would wreck his body. Plus, the Susanoo is just heavily concentrated chakra, so to speak. Yes, that's a technique. That's no different than the rotation. That's no different than Gar's Sand in my eyes. That's no different than Diamond Morph. These are no different than any other defensive jutsu, though. That's the thing. And the Susanoo wouldn't be increasing their overall durability. See, and here's what I think people might get mixed up on. I'm talking about, there are 2 ways this can happen. The energy can coat the user and now make their bodies stronger. It can coat them. Or they could be getting a power up from within themselves from the energy. And that could be making them stronger. Like Ki. Like Reiatsu. You see, Ki doesn't always need to be shown. It doesn't need to be like Nen. If you ever go back and watch the 2011 Hunter x Hunter, Togashi shows when people are using Nen consistently. It's extremely consistent. You'll see a faint little aura line on their bodies. Almost like they've been traced. That is a continuous, constant use of 10, I think. Right, yeah, keeping the aura around the body. 10. That's a continuous, constant use of 10. That's not the energy starting from within and making the body stronger. No, that's them being coated with their energy. But this would also mean the person attacking them would have to use more energy than they're defending with, i.e., they have to scale to the energy of the person they're attacking. Right? In Bleach, much like Ki, Reiatsu. See, and the beautiful thing about Reiatsu is we have so many forms of it. We have so many forms of it. We have the form where it is your just bare body, no aura covering you, no nothing, just your bare body being enhanced by your own spirit energy. That's in the show. That's in the show. Then we have instances and use cases like Ulquiorra, who can block full-on attacks with nothing but aura. That's in the show. It's in the manga. And if that wasn't enough, we actually have different people. This is what Naruto is missing as well. We have different people taking the same attack and different results happening depending on their strength level. Y'all always hear me bring this up. Getsuga Tensho one-shotted Renji. Getsuga Tensho only cut Byakuya. Getsuga Tensho scarred Green Jiao. Getsuga Tensho only scuffed Ulquiorra's sleeves. Getsuga Tensho, not blocked by Gin, scuffed up his sleeves, made his head bleed a little bit. Getsuga Tensho on Sosuke Aizen, off guard, cut him on the shoulder. What are we talking about? That's how it's fucking done. If you want to demonstrate characters are more or less durable, that's how it's fucking done. Excuse me. And this is why this is primarily why after getting extremely familiar and acquainted with the AAAP scaling, I had to go back and look at Zalius' videos and say, hold up. Okay. We might understand or we might view this character as stronger than X character. But where does the increase in their attacks come from? He's scaling it higher because the narrative would suggest it, I'm assuming. But no tangible feat actually has one move higher than the other. No tangible feat. No, I'm sorry. No, let me take that back. Not that. What I'm saying is this. Well, actually, you know what? He actually doesn't. No, I might be tripping. No, I'm not tripping necessarily. Here's the thing. When we say, because in his video, he has Mike Guy's 8th gate kick, I think at country level. That's what he has it as. How would we know that's country level? How would we know it? Well, it scales to something smaller. Or no, I think he says it scales to like the Bijou Bomb, and that goes into the TSO, and then we get the Mike Guy. But here's the thing. We've never seen anyone tank a Bijou Bomb. We don't know if they could even survive it. We've never seen anyone tank a TSO. We don't know. We don't know if they could survive it. The only person that tanked my guy's kick was Madara. But at that point, the scaling had already got the country level. But how are we getting the country level and saying this is Madara's durability when there's no chain to follow that? This isn't to say he's wrong with any of this stuff. This is just stuff I've been thinking about. Naruto does not have chain scaling for durability. It doesn't exist. The most you'll get is chain scaling between ninjutsu. Bare body bones doesn't really exist. The people that can hurt Naruto are the same people that can hurt Kakashi. The people that can hurt Itachi are the same people that can hurt Orochimaru. Naruto let himself take those from the Cloud Girl. Listen, Kuribo, it doesn't matter if he let himself take those. If Naruto scaled to his Rasen Shuriken, if Naruto scaled, yeah, let's just stop at the Rasen Shuriken or the Rasengan. They would need to hit him for days on end. I'm sorry, they might need to hit him for like a full day to hurt them. And they have no feats? Come on, man. No. Right, Rev, because he like exudes it from his chakra nodes or whatever. Like it's a Hyuga thing, not a standard, but I don't know. Maybe High Low Shinobi have a store brand version for base. Yeah, the blank, it comes from KG, but it's just chakra. I know I'm so far behind, guys. I'm going to catch up. The dollar store version might be da-da-da. When hostility from the Twitter fools is crazy. He can't even make sense. Why bother, LOL? Yeah, I bother for two reasons. Well, I bother for primarily one reason, and that's to make clips and content and, you know, post it online. Not taking sides, but to be fair, featless isn't necessarily powerless. No, I got you. I got you. It's just in my community, before we say, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Here's the thing. You're either going to downscale Naruto to that Kanoichi punching him, or we're going to look for feats to find that says, okay, she can box with Naruto. It makes sense why he got hit. We're only going to do one of those two things. You can't have it both ways, though. Mind you, Davs thinks she hits as hard as Sakura. That's what he thinks. So yes, featless doesn't necessarily mean powerless. I get that. Right? But even within that, we would heavily take into consideration the power system. If it's one where you must hurt the person in order to scale to them, we would acknowledge that. And see, once it's a power system like that, we don't even need to look for feats because we already know the power system dictates who you can and cannot hurt. I don't need to see Grimmjow do a feat of destroying Jidambo's axes. Light example. I don't need it. Let me give you another one. I don't need to see a feat from Tsukishima. Him cutting Byakuya and it working is enough. But Ab-stract, why is that? He doesn't have a feat. Why is that enough? Well, because in Bleach, it established very early on, like Dragon Ball Z, you kind of got to scale to the people you're hurting in order to hurt them in Bleach. This isn't to say you need to be as strong as their maximum attack. No. But there's a level, there's a threshold of damage or AP that you have to be able to output to injure somebody. That's true. Because we've seen no selling in Bleach. We've seen tanking in Bleach. We've seen completely ignoring attacks in Bleach. We've seen niggas catch Zanpakuto with their fingers in Bleach. So we have to understand that the rules follow. The rules follow. If a new villain in the Hell Arc can hurt Ichigo, guess what? They have enough Reiatsu. Guess what? I don't need to see a continental feat from them because they're hurting him. You know who couldn't hurt Ichigo? Candace with her Hylic file. Him just standing there. Doesn't mean nothing she has can't hurt him. Just means that wasn't enough energy. KKKK. Key output does drop. Gold Frieza's first appearances, free example, directly told to his audience. Yeah, and here's the thing with that. I have nothing wrong with key output dropping because guess what? When Soul Reapers are low on spirit energy, their stats drop. Uh-oh. Yeah, their stats drop too. You know what Gentei Kagyo is, right? Suppressing of their spirit energy by 80%. Their stats drop. This isn't new. If you run out of key reserves, then obviously you cannot output as much. That doesn't mean you can always measure them up to their peak. It's not correlative logic. They're the same thing for Lee. It's just that the power system that Lee uses passively to amplify his taijutsu via the gates, giving him more chakra flowing through them. Do you believe Goku's punches hit as hard as his Kamehameha, Rev? It depends. Do you believe... what is it about this series about peace and that brings out the abstract worse than what is about this series about peace? Hey, John, what are you saying, bro? I can't read it, bro. What is it about this series about peace and optimism that brings out the absolute worst in people sometimes? Oh, I thought you said an abstract sometimes. I was about to say that's hilarious. Chakra can be used like kinetic energy manipulation. In essence, Sakura demonstrates, even on screen in Boruto, that they project chakra outward like an emission pulse on the proper moment of contact. If chakra could amp durability relative to how much chakra Shinobi had, the gates would be redundant. And what else would happen to Rev is the more chakra they got, the more durable their bodies would become too. No one talks about that part. If chakra scales the durability, the more chakra you got, the more durable your body would become. You wouldn't be getting injured by the amount of chakra. No, that wouldn't be happening. You would get more durable. Just like in Bleach, for the most part, like Kenpachi is probably the only example. Kenpachi indebatably first Bankai Ichigo, but those are all instances where they literally just got their power and they didn't know how to control it. In Bleach, the more Reiatsu you have, the stronger and faster you are. It actually correlates. In Bleach, Gentei Kaijo happens. The less Reiatsu you're giving off, the less Reiatsu you have, the slower you are, the weaker you are, the less durable you are. Yeah, it's a fact. The fact is, chakra strength amping is ambiguous in its application and no data in the story besides that I already said. Yeah, it depends what form he's in and what Kamehameha you're comparing his punches to. Sakura just ripped off Haki and then incurs energy, lol. There's a scene where base Goku uses Kamehameha on King Kai's planet and goes Super Saiyan to block it. If his Kamehameha is no-sold by Cell, but his punch breaks a rib, then yeah, his punches would in that scenario be superior. Lee is the example of using chakra amping in the opposite way, hardening your body and shit by uneven distribution to hit harder than you can take. Lee's durability increases slightly, but not enough. There you go. Okay, and what's the point of bringing up that scene? The two ideas of chakra amping function for these camps, and both exist, but both prove that your energy amp isn't going to be relative to your durability because both Sakura and Lee hurt themselves. There you go. Sakura doesn't hurt herself. One rips off Ko from Hunter x Hunter. The other does what the guy Ab-stract was arguing with, says amping durability along with strength. Exactly. And is it too much to ask for an actual feat, yo? When I say I had the smartest chat, I'm really glad it'd be about only 10 of y'all, bro. And here's the bittersweetness of that. If I do end up growing, and let's say there are like 84 people in my chat one day, I'll be happier, but no lie. No lie. The community will be worse off. No lie. And y'all know it's true. If I get 100 people in here, I'll be happier because the community is growing, more viewerships. Nice. Win. But the overall IQ of the chat will go down. That's the sad part. I have the smartest chat right now, though. Some novel statement says yes. I haven't found you to be disingenuous on any stream I've caught. Don't know where the anger is coming from. I'm probably lacking context, though. Oh, no, you're good. Hey, listen. I'm not even angry at Davs, John. This is just how I get when I break down these things after I've had the conversation. I do it for two reasons. Partly to be entertaining to you guys, but then partly because I'm actually mad he had the audacity to say some of the shit that he said to me. So I like to turn up to keep you guys entertained and to show you guys like, look at this guy. He's crazy. He's stupid. But then it's also like, no, he really said that. He really sat there and said that to me. No, I got to flame him. So yeah. And then, of course, you know, they make the content out of this. But yeah, no, not mad at him at all. We go back and forth like this all the time. It always ends with a 1030 abstract, though. Yeah. Obstinate is stubborn. Abstinent means banning drinking and such. If this wasn't true, Lee wouldn't be able to survive amping himself with the third gates or fourth or fifth. Okay, cool. What up, Trip? Hey, what's good, Red? How you doing, bro? Hey, Red, you missed me, Crash. You missed. I think you missed the crash out, Red. Unless you were here for it. I don't know. Is he saying human Ichigo body is human durability? I would say it is the case. His Soul Reaper body and human body share damage, but not durability. We got tomfoolery in the chat. Would you debunk the Keys definitive Bleach cosmology and scaling video? Hey, tomfoolery. I might have already did that one with Igneo. I might have already did that one. I'll take a look at it though. Abstract. I could care less. The caring less in question. Right. It's not that Newton's third isn't valid or common. It's common as fuck. It's just not always applicable. Like, I don't even know how to conceive of Luffy's durability. Is he soft but tough? Exactly. This is fiction, bro. Come on. Is Luffy chewy? All right. So I think his durability is more about spiritual resistance than physical. One example of this happening is energy projection, though. Think of Haki's internal destruction. You don't even have to touch a tree to blow it up from the inside out if you master your energy control. True. Newton's third is a good axiom because most times we literally just see characters like Lee in other stories on both ends of the spectrum. Thank you. Thank you. This is fiction. Opens the gateway to anything. We don't always see chakra cloaking weapons to the steel of Naruto. Begins to start scaling higher based on the tangible heats. Karibo, that's the exact point. This is fiction. Opens it. That's the exact point. That's the exact point. This is fiction. Opens the gateway to anything. Cool. So once we acknowledge the gateway to anything is open, what did I say? We rely on tangible feats. This should be the primary goal and objective of every power scaler, to rely on tangible feats, not speculation and hearsay and misinformation and disinformation. Tangible. Everything I just named in Bleach, I can pull up. Argue it 8 ways to Sunday. I'm disingenuous, but I keep the same energy for everything. The reason people don't hear me say anything dumb about Bleach is because in my mind, I've already did the filtration process of what I can and cannot talk about. I've already did the internal critique, or I'm saving it for a specific topic. We don't always see chakra cloaking weapons. So the steel of Naruto begins to start scaling higher based on the tangible feats. Yeah, I've already covered people cloaking weapons. Let's talk about that. Just real quickly. Naruto himself, the main character, who was training with Jiraiya for 2.5 years, didn't know he could cloak a weapon, didn't know he could add chakra to a weapon until he met Asuma in the Leaf Village after 2 years of training. If that's the case, I know damn well sure they're not teaching it at the academy. If that's the case, it's safe to presume most ninja aren't doing this on a regular basis. And if that's the case, we can presume that most ninja are not amping their weapons. This is how you pyramid inferences correctly. You take a position or you posit something that is true, like Naruto just finding out about it, and that it's not taught at the academy. And if those things are true, it's not taught at the academy, and Naruto just found out about it, he's the main character. We can start safely concluding other things based on those inferences. We can start coming to other logical conclusions, inductive reasonings based on those inferences. The series doesn't help when Kishimoto is only drawing some weapons highlighted with chakra and some not. But then we can just say, well, you know what? If a character has shown the ability to coat the weapon in chakra to a significant degree, we can give it to him. I don't need to see Sasuke coating his sword in chakra all the time to know that it's happening. I don't need to see it. I know this is how Sasuke fights like that. I don't need to see who else? Well, I need to see Zabuza. Oh, for sure. For sure, I need to see Zabuza. I need to see Zabuza. I need to see Hidan. I don't need to see Asuma. I don't need to see Asuma's blades to know he's coating his weapon. Don't need to see it. I need to see Kakashi, though. Oh, yeah. Gotta see Kakashi. I mean, honestly, after thinking about it for a while, their bodies literally have chakra networks flowing through their limbs and organs and shit, and chakra enhances shit. So a flat passive durability buffs. Okay. They literally have chakra networks flowing through their limbs and organs and shit. And chakra enhances shit. No, it doesn't. Let me say this. That's where I gotta be careful. I'm impulsive. I'm very impulsive. What I meant to say was chakra being put to active use enhances shit. You're mistaking chakra with Reiatsu. Having Reiatsu enhances shit. Having Reruku enhances shit. Having chakra doesn't enhance shit. Sorry. Having chakra, just having chakra does nothing for your stats. Just having it sit there does nothing for your stats. Or argument as devs. Your pyramid inferences in this case would be chakra's in the body. Chakra can enhance things. Chakra enhances durability. That's what your pyramid inference would be, right? Cool. Where are the things that would actually corroborate what you're saying, though? Do you have an example outside of the aforementioned things I mentioned of chakra actually increasing durability? Like when I'm talking about the weapon enhancement and I say, oh, look, some of those weapons do have chakra on them. We know they're being enhanced. And then I say to myself, well, okay, maybe Asuma's knives, brass knuckles thingies aren't being shown, but I know Asuma as a fighter enhances his blade with chakra. Can I therefore assume his weapons are being enhanced? Yes, I can. We can do that. If someone is shown, like the samurai are a great example. The samurai, we know this. We know the samurai, their fighting style is based on chakra enhanced weapons. We can safely presume anytime a samurai has their weapon out, they're amping it with chakra. You're not going to hear me argue that. But a random no-name shinobi, oh yeah, he's going to have to show me that. Why? Because the main character didn't figure it out until he met Asuma. Why? Because it's not something taught at the academy. True. Why? Because Sakura hasn't been shown to do it. Neji hasn't been shown to do it. Rock Lee hasn't been shown to do it. Choji hasn't been shown to do it. It's a skill. It's something not everyone can do to the same degree, like body flicker, like Sakura's explosive punches. Enhancing a weapon is the same damn thing. Mind you, when Naruto enhanced his weapon and threw it at the tree, it had the same AP as if he would have threw it at the tree without enhancing it. What does this tell us? This tells us, like I said, not everyone is doing. It doesn't matter how much chakra you have, so it wouldn't even matter if a person who was doing it did do it, because we would still want a feat first. See how that works, Karibo? Karibo, I could give it to you. I could say, yeah, every ninja that has a weapon is enhancing that weapon. You know why it still wouldn't matter? Because Asuma showed us, it doesn't matter, or Naruto showed us rather, because he has more chakra than Asuma. It doesn't matter how much chakra you have. It's about your chakra control. And we can't measure chakra control. We can only measure feats in Naruto. So yeah, your pyramid inference would require some necessary evidence. John the Maven. But thank you for your input, bro. We literally always see chakra coding weapons every single time. Red, that is a goddamn lie. You need to stop that. No, we don't. Even Karibo just said, no, we don't. Stop lying. No, Karibo, they're just not stronger than medium building level. He means for non-chakra elemental attacks. Give me an instance where we know a weapon was coded, but it wasn't shown as such. Where a weapon was coded... Well, here's the thing. I just went over that whole rant, so I probably answered your question in there. Mind you, I'm using pyramid inferences to arrive at a logical conclusion. That's what I'm doing. But Boruto would be a great example. We know Boruto codes his weapon in chakra all the time. Older Boruto. We know Boruto and Sasuke code their weapons in chakra. Because they use Uchiha style Hagoromo Kenjutsu. Karibo can back this up. Kisame's first encounter with Asuma. Facts. Even non-elemental chakra is always shown. It's not always shown. Karibo is technically correct. We did not see wind amping it in Asuma's blades in that moment. Yes, but that one's honestly more for shock value to show that his weapons could extend. I wouldn't even give them that, but you can use it. I don't mind. Are you saying Asuma didn't show his chakra-coded weapons? I literally remembered seeing them coded. You did see them coded, Red, but it was coded after he cut Kisame to illustrate that his weapons are being coded with chakra. But like I said, that's more for shock value, though. Not in the first scene, though. All right. Yeah, you might not see this for a while. I might have to go. What I meant was if you boost your punch strength fastly and your durability doesn't go up, you're just hurting yourself. So a correlated strength and durability boost. Okay, I got what you're saying, bro. All right, let me just go all the way down. Ugh. Sorry, guys. I wanted to read every comment, but I'm going to keep getting stopped. Y'all know how I get. Getsuga can't match Ichigo's standard slices, LOL. That's not true. Even Ichigo's enemies will tell him that Getsuga is his most formidable technique. So that's not true on its face, Red. I don't know why you would say that. Where does the hell in Bleach scales to? Do you have any possible theories or scaling? Oh, you're talking about the hell arc in Bleach? Where does that scale to? That's a good question. No, I have no theories as of now. I don't know what Kubo's cooking up. I'm under the impression that the gates only amp your durability by saturating the body in chakra, but the strength amplifies way more. Okay, good. I did catch up. Nice. Naruto was behind the learning curve for a long time. Yo, Kuribo, I got you. I wonder why it was revealed that his durability is a glass cannon. Hisagi killed a guy who was far stronger than him. Rukia beat someone far stronger than her. Red, that's the most disingenuous shit I've ever heard. Kubo did not say he's a glass cannon. What he said was his durability isn't on the level of an Espada. That's what he said. I don't know why you sat there and just lied like that. That's not what he said. Hisaki killed a guy who was far stronger than him. Who did Hisaki kill? Who did Shuhei kill? Are you talking about the piece of Lille Baro? Are you talking about the piece of Lily? Who did Hisagi kill? Findor Callius? Who? Who are you talking about, Red? You said Rukia beat someone far stronger than her. Rukia literally attacked his weakest point, which is his fish tank. What are we talking about, bro? And no, far stronger would be an understatement. Far stronger would be an overestimation of Aranyetta's abilities, because Aranyeto even acknowledged that Rukia could have hurt him with her Kido. I don't know what you're talking about. He literally says, you could have did some damage if you hit me with that Kido. Number one. Why are we playing games? What inconsistencies have you talked about, Kribo? What inconsistencies? I'm so confused. All right. Oh yeah, that was that person. Oh my gosh. This is gonna make for a good video. Tosin got stabbed in the back by a bum after using resurrection. Yeah, all that would mean is that Tosin wasn't releasing enough Reiatsu to no sell an attack. But I don't know why that would be surprising. Kaname is the same person who couldn't stab Kenpachi in the back. I don't know why is this surprising to you, bro? I did catch up, Rev. I caught up. Why is that surprising? See, and this is why the Reiatsu video is needed. We have people like Karibo thinking that Shuhei can't kill Kaname. We have people like Karibo thinking that Shuhei can't kill Kaname. I don't know why. I don't know where you would get this idea. Kaname does not eclipse Shuhei in spirit energy. He does not eclipse him. Does he have more? Absolutely. Is he damn near a blitz tier ahead of him? Absolutely. Does he eclipse him in Reiatsu? Hell no. What's wrong with you, bro? No. And mind you, I mean eclipse to the point to where nothing, like, you know, when Aizen caught Renji's sword? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about. You know when Yuha blocked an eye patch list Kenpachi with his arm? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, so we're forgetting Hisaki killed Tosin now. Rukia went from below Hollow Fodder to harming in a spotter. This is how I know you don't read Bleach. Rukia has pretty much, since we've been introduced to Rukia, she's been at a captain's level of spirit energy. A lieutenant's level of spirit energy. You do know that, right, Red? Since we've been introduced to Rukia, she's been at a lieutenant's level of spirit energy. You do know that, right? Do you know why she got beaten by that first hollow? Do you know why? Where's your stream/video debunking keys video, bro? That video. Hold up. So, yeah, you're going to want to go to collab stream with Nirvana Igno. We go over one of his videos. And then this video right here, watching Keys Bleach videos. And check out Nirvana Igno because he debunks a lot of his videos. So check that out too. Check the most recent one with Igno. Correct. Tosin did harm Kenpachi though, and Kenny is stronger than Tosin. All right. What I'm talking about is at the end of the fight, Tosin tries to backstab Kenpachi, and Kenpachi completely no-sells the attack. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when he first used his Shikai and hit him with Benihiko. I'm not talking about that. Although that didn't really do much to Kenpachi in the first place. Yes, the blades pierced him, but that goes to show you too. Kaname at his highest, Kaname in a pristine state can wound Kenpachi. So I don't know why we think Shuhei can't wound Kaname. What are we talking about, bro? He wasn't stronger. Where did you get that from? Wait, what? So you're saying Hisage Ryatsu is good enough to fuck with a captain? Not only a standard captain, but a captain who just got a hollow power up? Like, come on. Yeah. Here's my question for you. This is why I'm making the Bleach Ryatsu power video first. Ryatsu as a power. That's why I'm making this video first, because people don't understand Ryatsu. People don't understand Ryatsu. Like, not Rev, I'm sorry. Red, understand the level at which you're talking about for Bleach. Not everyone reaches that level. Right? That level is reserved for the Aizens. For the Yamamotos. For the fucking Yuhabahas. Those are the only people, and not now at least, not anymore at least, but those were the only people who, when attacked, probably would have seen zeros pop up on their screen, indicating 0 damage was done. Those are the only people. Everyone else is a lick. Everyone else can be hurt, can be wounded, can be accosted. Excuse me. Now here's the thing though too. After that video, because I told you guys before, I'm working on a video that's going to pretty much somewhat standardize how people can hurt people in Bleach and to what degree someone has to be to no-sell an attack. I'm working on a video for this. I'm working on it. There's enough evidence in the show to indicate there is a threshold. Pinpointing where that threshold is my job. Because mind you, we have Kenpachi no-selling attacks. We have Aizen no-selling attacks. We have Ulquiorra no-selling attacks. We have Ichigo no-selling attacks. We have instances. They exist. The question is, how much stronger were these people when these things were happening than the person that was doing them? How much stronger were they? That's what we need to find out. I understand Ryatsu. Fans try to paint it as a passive as it is. Fans try to paint it as passive when the story repeatedly shows it's active and controlled. I'm not saying there can't be a control element to it, but it definitely is passive. Here's the thing. I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. Did you know, Karibo, from the moment you awaken to your spiritual powers, your stats already increase? Did you know that? From the moment you awaken to your Reruku, your stats start to go up. You're already at a better position than you were before you had Reruku. You know that, right? And what you just said has truth. Because when you raise your spirit energy and then you do an attack, guess what? You're at the same time raising your AP. What you're saying isn't correct. I'm sorry, what you're saying isn't incorrect. There's still a passive mechanic to it, though. Bro, wonder why he's harmed Yamamoto. Yuha got hurt by that bozo Chojiro, and Aizen got killed by Nanana. Yeah, that was Yuha with the almighty sealed, number one. That was Yuha probably after getting that ass whooped by Yamamoto, hence why he was backing up from him, number two. I don't know what all this has. I don't. Okay, whatever. And then Chojuro scarred Yamamoto with his Bankai. What are you talking about? Oh, man, oh, man. Okay, whatever. Aizen got KO'd by Nanana. Do you know why Aizen got KO'd by Nanana? We're going to pick this up later. I got to eat and go to bed, y'all. We're going to pick this up at another time, I promise you. Y'all have a good one, though. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Would you pay to see me debate? Like the stream, share the video. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be studying, though. Tomorrow's a study day. But you ladies and gents, take it easy. I've strained my voice, as you guys can hear. Going in on that nigga Davs. Strain my voice.